Anybody home? I sure am. Whew. Whoops. Oh God, maybe I should turn that off. Okay, that was annoying. Alright, I fixed it. Okay. Everybody can see and hear, I assume. Somebody bit the moon. Man, it's quiet out here. I can hear a critter in the distance. Not much of a distance. My front yard, really. Here, let's scare it. Oh, let's see. YouTube is angry with me. What are you doing, YouTube? You complaining about my keyframe frequency? Really? Really? That's the problem here? My keyframe frequency is the problem, everyone. Oh God. All hell YouTube. Alright. Let's get you guys a bit of a zoom. What do you say? Boop. There we go. It's happening. It's been a while since the last time. Hey everyone. Hello. It's good to see all of you here with 600% less failure in my stream. Boy, I tell you what. You know what? It was hard to get up. Hour and a half or so of sleep is not ideal. But yeah. Oh, there's always technical problems, my friends. Always. It's funny to think that the moment that we're waiting for is going to be about an hour from now. A whole friggin' hour from now. Oh, it's cloudy in Washington? That sucks. Oh, yeah. Alright. No, that is not a cloud or shadow. That's the... well, it is a shadow. It's the shadow of the Earth. I can't spell. Sorry. That's actually a good question. Let's see. You know, that's starting to get low. Hold on a minute. Now moving it's where things get dicey. So, I have to track the moon or it just slowly flies out of frame. So let me get this fixed up. There you are. Yep. All right. Now we can just kind of put it wherever we want. I'm going to zip in real quick and get a drink. I'll be right back. I am very lucky that it is a rare, comfortable November night in North Carolina. Yeah, it's not much is actually going to happen, unfortunately. You're just going to slowly see this blackness consume the moon for probably the next half hour at least. Isn't this exciting? Oh, just to add to the complications, there's a friggin' cherry tree in my yard in the way. So I may have to work around that as well. That may get interesting. Sadly, I don't have any very clever things to say or do right now, so, you know, we're all just sort of hanging out watching the moon go away because I guess what happened is the manager of the sky decided that they weren't very happy with this big rock that just keeps floating around up there. So they've chucked it in the cosmic garbage disposal. The Langoliers are eating it, which is a Stephen King story and TV miniseries, by the way. Yeah, if it gets down to where those stupid tree branches are, unfortunately we might have some unexpected effects. Some surprise bonus eclipse. And I've tried to set things up to where it's not a problem, but, you know, man, that is friggin' creepy looking up there. Like, if you look at it in person, it's even weirder. It's actually pretty cool outside. Kind of surprised. Don't know why I'm surprised. Yeah. It doesn't move very fast, but it does move fast enough to be a major pain in the butt. Every 10 minutes or so, you have to keep moving things to keep track of it. Otherwise, it just vanishes. I actually think that I'm hearing dew fall. Of all the weird stuff, man. Seriously, everything out here that's not, like, I'm underneath the carport area, but everything out here is covered in dew, and I think I'm hearing the condensation dripping off the trees. It's really freaky. There's also going to be the errant car. Hello, motor vehicle. Well, if they saw me, I bet they're weirded out. Like, why is there somebody sitting there on a computer out in his driveway at 4 a.m.? And the better question is, why are you staring at me on my computer at 4 a.m. standing around in my driveway? You know, I actually just realized something very interesting. There's a stick in front of the moon now. Also, my live thing is not live. I'll be right back. Yep, this is where it's going to get interesting. What do we do? What fun. Yep, look at you creeping up there. Get back down here, boy. Get down here where the people can see. Man, you know what we need? We need, like, something fun here in the middle. I don't know what to put in the middle, though. Like, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, oh my god, fun moon stuff. That I have no idea how to edit anymore because I've gone insane. This is now fun moon stuff in the middle of the frame stream. Yeah, this is a fun moon stuff stream. Alright. Look, I have now made the cosmic paint peeling video 15 times more. Look, we make it a screensaver even. While you watch the moon get consumed and another branch get in the way of my camera, bonk, 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 bonk. Look, it's a screensaver, woohoo. Let's see. What can I do about this branch problem? Because it's getting down where the tree is. Normally what I would do is just make the tripod go higher. Actually, I think I got it. Yeah, that tree's going to be in the way no matter what I do. Hang on a second. I'm going to take care of this, but you'll lose it for a minute. Yep. Everything's going to slide down. Why have a 7-foot tripod if you're not going to use it now? Oh, I think I woke up the neighbors. Alright. Let's get you recalibrated. I'm going to go see what I can do about this not being as much of a problem. Alright, to completely avoid the issue, I would have to take this whole setup way farther out than I have it set up to be able to do. Well, that's fun. Not much longer now. Ermagerd, fun moon. What can we do with this? Not that. You stay there. Nope. Stop moving the moon. Don't move the moon. Move the stupid text near the moon. There we go. Alright, what kind of fun can we have with this? I mean, I know that we can do things like slap a weird gradient on it. That'd be kind of fun, right? Yeah, that's a real worthwhile use of my time. Look at that. Oh, you can actually see that the moon's starting to turn colors now. Oh, YouTube, I changed my keyframe frequency, but I don't think the encoder can do it. That's too bad. Oh, thank you. That's what I needed right there. All right. Oh yeah, the whole eclipse thing was probably really freaky to people back in the day who had no idea what was going on. Yeah, the problem is that the moon can see me spying on it, trying to undress, so it's hiding behind a cherry tree in the hopes that I won't be able to see it. Okay. Yeah, it's getting down to the corner again, so... And it's getting dark, and there's more tree branch. I love tree branch. That's what I want with my moon, is more tree branch. Alright. Maybe I should turn that text off for just a moment. Go away. There you go. Alright. Yeah, that tree's just gonna be in the way, I guess. What luck. What extraordinary luck. I'm gonna try one more time to maybe move it over to where there's less branches. There is actually a way. If I could move this whole setup over, there is actually a way that I could get it above. Maybe. But that would be such a pain. Anybody want some cosmic nail clippings? They got cosmic nail clippings, friends. Lots of them. I did this 3 years ago, and when I did it 3 years ago, one of the really annoying aspects of it is that when the actual totality lands, the moon turns red, and there's very little light actually hitting it. So what ends up happening is I have to crank the gain way, way up. Just ridiculous. So things will get very interesting. Yeah, the eclipse will look very different depending on where you are. Oof. Well, let's just accept our silly cherry tree invasion as a unique feature. That's it. Yeah. It's a feature. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Mm-hmm. Move my desk over a bit. Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot I can do about it. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's gonna have to be, I guess. Weird looking moon now. I just did a walk around to assess my options, and they basically don't exist. So this is Moon Through the Trees stream. Yay. It like I say, it's a feature. It's totally a feature. Okay. Yeah, I turned the brightness up on everything, and it just keeps going away, so. The problem is if I set this thing to any kind of automation, it's not going to go well. Great. So the tree's going to ruin it. I love this. I just love it when stuff works out this way. have found a solution. Okay, I'll fix it over here now. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I put the camera in a less than ideal location because there are power lines that come through the tree, and there's actually a bigger gap where the power lines are. So that's fun. It doesn't matter, there's still a branch, but whatever. Honestly, it looks cooler this way, if you ask me. So, Have you ever looked at the moon through the lens of just a touch of hate? That's what this is. Okay. That's the way it's gonna be, huh? Alright, fine. Come back down here. Unfortunately, zooming in on it also means that I have to move things around sometimes. It is not ideal. Here, let's, if we're gonna have to suffer this, let's at least return the fun part. There we go. No, don't move the moon again, damn it. Stop moving my moon. Move the dumb moon text. There you go. That's better. Oh God, there's like a fracture in the moon. Oh look everyone, it's everyone's favorite crappy sci-fi setup. Woohoo! Okay. The fun thing though is that, I mean, it is moving. So ultimately, what's going to happen is it'll move and get covered, and then as it moves beyond the branch, it'll get uncovered. So I don't know. Maybe I might try something just to see. Hang on a sec. Man, that video I made a couple years ago at this point, I think, about shadow banning on YouTube, I still get comments from people to this day with them reporting, you know, what they've done and how YouTube blocked it. Alright, let's do this. Let's turn on the light out here. And let me see if I can see the branches if I just boost the gain on the camera all the way. I may not be able to, but a guy can try. There we go. Let's see. Alright, now we can see what we're up against. It looks like it looks pretty hopeless, doesn't it? So it's coming down. There's going to be more branches no matter what I do. So alright. Yeah, I don't know about that. What happens if we try to escape them? It's still going to be warmed up. There's not much to be done about it, I guess. Alright. We're going to roll with that. Yeah, so what I did there was I took the camera from ISO 500 to ISO, what was that number on that thing? It was like 204800, I think. The camera tops out at ISO 51,200. And it has extended ISOs that go even higher. So yeah, it was bright for a bit there because, well, I had it set bright. Yeah, you could, for a little bit there, you could actually see that there is, in fact, light coming off of the dark area. Not much, but it is there. So, YouTube's mad at me because my bit rate is really low. But it's really low because the CRF thing is not wasting bandwidth on all the empty. So, yeah. Yeah, if I turn the camera gain all the way up, you can see the sky. Even through this telephoto lens, you can see the stars. No problem. Of course, you can see a bunch of image noise, too. But we have plenty of light to work with. I think that this spot has the least risk of branch interference. We can probably take the fun moon stuff back away. Yeah, it looks like this this particular spot, I didn't see as many branches in the path that the moon is descending down into. We are approximately 20 minutes away from the point of totality, but once the black consumes the entire moon, that's when it turns the funny colors, and I'll have to turn the gain way up, and it won't last very long. It actually is the part of this that is the total eclipse, it doesn't take very long for you to get in and get out. Yeah. I am inadvertently in the process of learning who all the early risers are that live near me. How fun is that? Yeah. Well, Otakar Kubi, if I turn the gain all the way up at total eclipse, the moon will basically blow out. You won't see any of the texture. So when I did this last year, I did it using my 4K camcorder, which has a very small sensor, and it has a very long zoom. So I got a very big moon image, but the problem was that moon image was not very good quality. I had to set the camcorder to low light mode, which really is just ultra slow shutter once the light gets too dark. And as a result, 3 years ago when I did this and I streamed it, I got video that was like 2 frames a second. And I did capture the comet, or not the comet, but there was a meteor that hit the moon during the total eclipse, and I did catch it. It's just one pixel, or not one pixel, but one little cluster of pixels that turns yellow because, I didn't catch the whole impact. Whenever the shutter speed is half of a second, you're not going to get much animation. But yeah. I'll tell you what, it may be 10 a.m. there, but if the moon is visible, you may still be able to see it. As long as the moon is somewhere that you can see it. Okay, I'm going to have to boost the gain pretty hard now because we're losing it. One of the problems, I don't have a telescope, so that kind of sucks. Oh, hey, look at that. One of the problems with this whole setup is that I don't have a really high quality telephoto lens. I have a somewhat cheap telephoto lens. Truth be told, this is one of the cheaper lenses for this camera. I just... if you saw how much good telephoto lenses cost for interchangeable lens cameras, you'd understand. You can literally spend $15,000 on a non-zoomable telephoto lens if for some reason you really wanted to. Yeah. It looks like if I turn the gain up, this actually could be very interesting. Hang on a second. I'm also streaming at 30 frames a second. I think what I'll do is I'll lower the shutter speed on the camera to 1/30th of a second. Yep. Look, there's the part you couldn't see. I actually might need to lower the shutter speed further because there's already going to be all kinds of noise because of this. Hold on. There you go. You can see the tree branch in the, is sort of in the way there, but yeah, there you go. There's your eclipse moon. It's not at totality yet, but damn it, it's trying. It's trying really hard. You can see the branches encroaching. They're right there. Just friggin' annoying. But yeah, there you go. If the branches are going to get in the way, they're not going to get in the way of this shot, big boy. And we're still supposed to be 17 minutes away from it completely going away. But you can see the problem. The gain on the camera is way, way up. It does look a whole lot better through the Panasonic GH5S than it did through the VX870 camcorder. I'd definitely say that much. You know what? If those branches do get in the way, I'm happy with what I've got. I'm really not going to complain about that. Some freaky blood-looking stuff here. Look at that. You know, just for kicks. Let's make it a little bigger. Let me do a little math real quick. $4,800 by $2,700. All right, bear with me. Okay. I have made things bigger. Oh, yep, see, there's a star. You see the star? Of course you see the star. If you didn't see the star, you'd have a problem. But yeah, there you go. Tree branch is getting in the way now. Perfect. Don't know that I can make it much better, though. I can try. I can definitely try. Yeah, that's better. That is better. It's by no means perfect, but that's pretty good. The whole thing's just kind of freaky, honestly. Just in case you guys do not fully comprehend what's going on here, allow me to remind you. This is the value of this stream. You see, we add value by putting really funny things on the screen. And this worn out joke, covered in mud, tread upon several times, as it has lain upon the road discarded, that I have attempted to dust off. This worn-out joke is what passes for humor on this channel. And that's why it needs to go. to salvage what little reputation I have left. Yeah, we're 12 minutes away from totality and 0 minutes away from whatever that branch is. I think I need to turn up the brightness more. Yep, the tree branches are going to screw it up for me. Oh, well. And the problem is I can't even see my computer when I poke at it at this point because of where the camera has to go. But if you look real carefully, you can actually see. Hang on just a second. Let me try something. Can I do a little color correction? And maybe I can lower the contrast a bit to... Nope, that just darkens it. Let's not do that. Well, that's a problem. All right. Thought I could do something, but I can't, so I'm going to take that back off of there. Oh, you saw that car go by? Yeah, we're actually at a point... Hang on a second. Let's do something fun. If we're going to have branches in front of our stupid eclipse, let's at least do something fun. So I've got my cell phone here. I'm going to turn on the phone flashlight and just point it at the tree. Okay? Can't see it. I guess a car headlight does beat a phone flashlight, doesn't it? Oh, well, I tried. It actually looks like that branch might be out of the way once it gets to totality. Look, you can see it moving. It's so cool. You can see it creeping. This almost looks like some kind of crazy sci-fi movie at this point. Oof. Well, if the camera is not lying to me, yeah, you can actually see the trees. You can't see them well, but they're there, boys. Really? My chair just rolled away. Really? It rolled way away. You can't tell me that's not a little freaky looking. Hang on, is there a setting I can change here to... Maybe if I set it to full range. And the shutter speed's through the friggin' floor. Phew. A car goes by. Now you can see what I'm up against. Well, those branches are messing me up real good, but whatever. Oh, it's creepy as all hell over here, man. I think I'm actually going to peel some of this gain back. That is freaky looking, isn't it? I'm going to go snag my Sigma camera. I'll be right back. There, I moved it to where most of the branches are out of the way. I'm going to go and take some handheld video real quick. If you ever think nature's your friend, just remember this moment. Nature says, "No moon for you, soldier boy." We are at the time of totality. All right. Needless to say, between the tree branches and this, there it was. This is basically over, so I'll probably cut the stream fairly soon and go back to sleep because I am tired. But, it's crazy looking stuff, man. There really is no substitute for seeing it in person, but this has been good enough. Those godforsaken tree branches. It is a lot more interesting whenever a car goes by, though. I swear this looks like some freaky horror movie. It just occurred to me, if I sped this footage up a lot, it actually would look an awful lot like a freaky horror movie. What's covering the moon is tree branches. Huh. You know, it's really funny. I never looked at these controls at the top. I had no idea. Oh, look, I can hit a button right here and insert an ad. Wow. I could throw to an ad right now if that's what I wanted to do. Ooh, YouTube is very angry because I actually have, I am sending at too high of a speed. That's new. No, the camera gain is actually so high that the image noise just from amplifying the signal of the light is so bad. It's amazing. I'm going to keep this going for a little bit longer just because I think that I know the tree branches are a bit frustrating, but this footage could be kind of interesting to use in a future production of some sort. Especially with whenever the cars go by, that freaky branch glitter that goes on. That stuff's amazing. I think the data rate that was sending to YouTube went down by like 3/4 just by me turning the gain back down so that it doesn't see all that noise. It's a heck of a difference. Some wild stuff, man. Yeah, that branch needs to get out of the way. Oh, yeah, man. Illinois is, yeah, I guess it would be a bit difficult to see it right now. Oop. Man, it really stinks whenever you have some event like this and the clouds or the rain get in the way. I actually had a problem when I tried to start this stream back at 1 a.m. I thought that the totality was at 2, but I didn't realize that said Pacific time, not Eastern time. And so I was out here at 1 a.m. and there were clouds, and I was like, "Oh my God, are clouds seriously gonna? They're gonna do that now? They're just gonna get in the way now? Okay, thanks clouds, good clouds. Do I hear a motorcycle? Anyway, it being 5:30 here almost, the traffic is really starting to ramp up. I think when I first started this stream, for the first 45 minutes or so, the 4 a.m. hour, I think I saw 3 or 4 vehicles total. And I'm pretty sure every last one of them is someone that lives, well, for lack of a better term, on my block. Although it's a pretty damn big block. So I'm pretty sure it's just people that live near me going to work at 4 o'clock. But now, this godforsaken road, it gets a lot of traffic during travel times. God, people are amazing. Okay, this is unrelated to this moon thing. But I made a video some time ago saying even Mythbusters got it wrong about the whole question if a plane's on a conveyor belt that's going the same speed as the, like if it matches the rotation of the tires, can the plane take off? And it really is a very good way to figure out how people think. And my answer is it can't take off because the constraint says that the wheels and the belt have to be the same speed. And necessarily, if you move the plane forward on a conveyor belt that is opposed, then the wheels have to be rotating at a higher speed than the conveyor belt is going. Now, of course, what ends up happening is you get a bunch of nerds that go, well, the question doesn't specify this and that's true. You get people who go, well, of course the plane would take off because the wheels aren't how the plane gets pushed forward, and that's if that's seriously that's stupid. That's really stupid. No one ever said anything about the wheels being how it pushes forward, but that's what some people go with. Yeah, of course, the old branches are going to get in the way. I'm actually surprised it's not brighter, too. Overall. perfect. By crikey, it'll work. Oh, hell. A lot of cars coming through now. A whole lot of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Otakar, you are absolutely correct. Air over wings. But that's the thing, is that the problem with the whole airplane conveyor question, other than it being a stupid, badly worded question, the problem is that you can't get air over the wings. We're just assuming that, like, there's no, like, massive headwind or anything like that would just spontaneously lift the plane up. It's supposed to be a 747. You're not exactly going to have a little gust of wind carry that off. And obviously, once the plane's not on the conveyor belt anymore, who cares about the wheels? Nothing's making contact or whatever. Like, once the wheels don't touch the conveyor, you can still satisfy the constraint, right? You can satisfy the constraint and not have a problem because now they're not in contact. So it doesn't matter how fast the wheels spin once they're off the conveyor belt. But it really opens up your eyes to how other people think about things when you ask them the conveyor belt airplane takeoff question. Can a 747 on a conveyor belt that opposes its wheel speed take off? Well, if you start at a speed of 0, then the plane has to move forward to get air under the wings to lift it up, right? That's pretty straightforward. That's how planes take off. You need air over the wings. Got to have some air hitting that plane. And that just doesn't happen if it doesn't move forward. And it can't move forward without the wheels turning faster than the conveyor. The wheels don't have to be the pushing force. They just have to be allowed to turn faster. Excuse me. And it looks like the moon has decayed down into the thickest part of the tree, and there's nothing I can do at this point. I'm pretty sure that we're getting into tree branch territory. So it seems that I will have little choice but to stop soon, just because no matter how much I move this tripod around, you're only going to see fragments anyway. And you've seen the most of the moon during Totality, and that's what we came here for, right? That and hear dumb airplane questions. Oh, God. So this thing popped up in my YouTube studio. YouTube is committed to promoting inclusion and fairness. We're using creator demographics to understand how different communities experience YouTube. Wow. I can tell you how different communities experience YouTube. I experience that YouTube should not change its behavior based on the demographics of its friggin' creators. Creator demographics should be irrelevant. The simple fact that they ask you to tell them if you're, what your various personal identity characteristics are, your immutable physical blah blah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. If everything is inclusive, then there's nothing happening. No matter what it is, there's someone who's not going to be interested. There's someone who's not going to, It's not going to fall within what they care about. There will always be someone who's offended by something. Like right now, I'm sure some genius astronomer with a PhD in looking at blinky dots in the sky, Hey, look at that. There's another hole I didn't even see in the tree. Look at that. You see that? Good Lord. It's a big old gap right there, too. I'm going to reset this transform so that it's actual size. Here we go. Yeah, it's almost at the bottom of the frame, too. But, yeah, look at all those tree branches. And that's what I've been fighting this entire time, is that gigantic cluster of tree branches. You can see just how thick it all really is. And the reason that it looks like it's not really even in focus anymore is that the camera gain is literally turned all the way up. There is no more, like, I can turn it to the extreme range of gain, but the problem is as you turn up camera gain, you lose quality. So I could actually, watch this, I can make it look better if I reduce gain and increase the amount of exposure time by lowering the shutter speed. Drop this down to 2. And then drop the gain back down. There you go. Isn't that amazing? Look, it instantly looks better. But you can see that it's half a second of exposure time every, like, the frame rate is literally 2 frames a second right now. It gets pumped out as a 30 frame a second clip, but yeah, frame rate's 2 frames a second, boy. Anyway. It is very interesting through the tree, actually. The tree kind of ended up not being the worst thing ever, after all. If nothing else, it definitely has added some items of interest that I'm sure other streams don't have. How many streams have a tree obstructing the view of the friggin' moon? People just sit around and go, oh. I say literally too much must be the age group. Really? You just, if you just want a mute stream, you know what you can do? You can mute. That's a pretty cool solution. But the thing is, you're literally watching an object in space extremely slowly move across an excessively zoomed in and noisy picture frame. What do you want from me, buddy? What do you want from me? If you don't want me to talk, mute the audio. You can watch the moon do nothing in silence. I'm fine with that. You don't have to listen to me. Come on, man. I mean, honestly, I don't want to hear me half the time. Okay, how the hell did I find such a nice little hole in the tree? I bet this is exactly the kind of thing that television productions film and then speed up later and then use as a transition. What they call a bumper. Or sometimes a stinger, although a stinger usually is a bit more exciting. But I don't remember what the show was called, but there was a show about Canadian tow truck drivers. Some heavy rescue thing. And one of the interesting things that they chose to do in that show, so that it's not just people standing around looking at wrecks and complaining, was in between, to sort of break up between each little story, they'd have, for example, they would talk about how cold it was outside, and then in between stories, they'd put a time lapse that sped up like crazy of water puddles on the road freezing over overnight. And looking at those, I know some guy had to go out there and set up a camera and just kind of babysit a B-roll camera just sitting around for hours and hours as that water froze over. You see like 4 hours worth of just water turning to ice on the road in like 3 seconds, and that's how they'd break up the stories. The camera that I'm currently using, and I'll type it in the chat, I'm currently using a Panasonic GH5S with a Panasonic 45 to 150 millimeter f 3.5 to 5.6. Now, they do make better telephoto lenses. If I had like something in the 200 to 400 millimeter range, most of those are primes though, they're not zooms. Oh, look, it's gone out of the frame again. Come back. Oh, stay there. Stop moving. Stop moving, you friggin' weirdo. There we go. Yeah, honestly, when you're doing any kind of astrophotography, you usually are hitting the limits of what cameras can do. So, typically with any kind of astrophotography, you want the biggest sensor that you can possibly get your hands on, and you want the widest aperture that you can get. You really need to know, if you want the best pictures of the stars or whatever, you really need to be able to dial in things like, you need to know what your lens's maximum sharpness point is. Like, if you have a prime lens that's like f1.7, like the aperture can open all the way up to f1.7 for that lens, for that focal length. You don't necessarily want to use f1.7 because the problem with wide open shooting is that it tends to be a little softer, and a lot of lenses that can go to really wide apertures like that, they tend to actually be sharper if you stop them down a few stops. If you got like f2.2, will usually look noticeably sharper than f1.7 on the same lens. You know, there are some lenses that are designed to the point that wide open they can even be good. The lens I'm using right now actually is at peak sharpness at f8, but it can open up as far as 5.6, which is where we are right now. Because the problem, you see, is that f8 is a full stop darker than f5.6. And we need all the light we can get because we're trying to do this in real time. See, astrophotography, a lot of times you use longer shutters, and that's how you get around a whole lot of problems. I've got no shortage of pictures of the sky. If you're shooting a nice wide shot of the sky, you can get away with pretty long shutter times and not end up having your point stars become little trails. Nothing's more frustrating than taking what you think is going to be a really nice picture of the stars, and it ends up being a picture of the lines instead. I'm actually getting hungry. This is ridiculous. I am by no means a third shifter, but I've only had an hour and a half of sleep, and I'm getting hungry, and I usually don't have to do any actual work until at least 10 a.m., I think. So, ironically, what I'm probably going to do is cut this relatively soon and put it all away, go somewhere and buy a biscuit to eat, an American biscuit, just to be clear, and eat it and go to bed. See, I stayed up late thinking that I needed to be out here at 2 a.m. to catch Totality, and then I realized, yes, hey, Ice Road Truckers, I think that's it. I missed that in the chat. Sorry. Oops. Don't know how I missed that. Durr. Yeah, so this is the almost all the leaves are gone from my cherry tree channel. Streaming the leaves being gone from my cherry tree. 24 hours never. So. Crikey. Alright. Yeah, it would have been a lot easier on me if it had been at 2, but the problem was that NASA had a chart, and when I looked at the chart, these dickheads decided to put UTC on the left, Pacific time after that, and then Eastern time. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was it was like, it was UTC, then it was Eastern, then it was Pacific. So if you look at a map, from left to right on a map, you've got Pacific, Eastern, UTC. And if you were going to change the order like that, the other thing is UTC was specified in 24-hour time, which since it's AM is the same, so they didn't put AM or PM. But then they had AM beside the Pacific and Eastern. It was really weird, man. I don't understand the decisions that they made there. And the problem was because if you look at a chart with 3 sets of times, and you know how time zones work, you're going to think, okay, it's got to be in order based on, like, the map. Typically, I mean, that's typical, right? Why would you put Eastern time before Pacific time in the chart? Like, that's just a weird choice. It's like some intern somewhere made things somewhat more difficult for me. Alright, this tree is, well, this moon is going away. I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything any more interesting than what I've gotten, unfortunately. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this and put it all away. I'm also fairly sure my camera battery... Oh, wait, that's right, I have it on AC. There is no camera battery. Holy crap. I swear to God, I think I just saw someone remove a like from the stream. That's funny. That'll be alright. Alright. Yeah. I've been out here for an hour and a half. Yep, hour and a half. It's kind of chilly. The moon's going away. What do you guys say we just call it a night or a morning or whatever it is? Ironically, because of the whole being on a globe thing, it is every time somewhere. You know what I mean. I hope. Alright. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream and go to bed. This has been interesting and enjoyable, and the cold is actually starting to get to me a little bit. I'm not really dressed for it. And it wasn't this cold an hour ago, so I don't know if I can deal with this. Plus, I'm starving now. I haven't had anything to eat in like 14 hours. So, good night / morning, I suppose. I mean, it's almost gone anyway, so what do you expect? Thanks for watching. Do the subscribe thing. Here, I inserted some ads. Have fun. Good night.